Hello, we're live.
Hello.
Hey.
And welcome back to Neo Gaia Video Games, the Final Fantasy
Hey. Whoa, this is cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we're in a Switch OLED.
I'm on like a severe delay because I'm still only seeing the title screen.
Okay, let me try something here. I'm gonna try sharing screen, and then it doesn't even matter because we're so tiny.
Wait, what the fuck?
Where are we?
Are you
We're
using
inside the dock.
the built-in LAN cable inside the dock?
Sure. Yes. Okay, share screen.
They make white.
I'm ready.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
I don't need it.
They make white switches?
There we go.
It's the new OLED model, baby.
Oh, hey, we're in. Nice.
Now I see it. Uh-oh. James, do you have your happy faces up?
No, that's not me. That would be on Mark's screen. I am in the lower right-hand corner of Mark's screen.
Whoopsie. There we go.
So that means.
Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. So this is the OLED version.
Is it OLED or OLED, Kevin? And how many P's?
I think it's called the SWOLED.
Oh my god.
Nice.
What is
It's
OLED
720p.
mean?
Organic light emitting diode.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yes, it means that each individual pixel is its own self-lit lamp. So when the absence of color, black, is displayed, the lamp turns off. And that's what makes it the best in screen technology.
So yeah, basically, for years and years, they were using these dilithium engines that were just basically powering regular electrical systems. So when they built Voyager, they thought, hey, what if we use bioneural technology to help drive some of the more complicated and intense systems on the ship, which seemed like a great idea, of course, until Voyager gets stranded in the Delta Quadrant. Where are they going to get more gel packs, if, say, their bioneural circuitry catches a cold, if you will? For more information on that, you'll have to watch Star Trek Voyager.
Nice.
Where the technology behind OLED, the organic LED, came from.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm going to start gesturing with this hand here when you guys speak. OLED.
Is it really long?
No, this is as long as it. I tried, but I
It's
didn't
also
have enough.
two right hands.
Great hands.
Oh shoot! I thought I got it right. Darn.
Yeah, it's Tech's pet peeve.
It's fine though.
All right, well,
Blown
put it
this
back.
wide open.
I
But
love
you
it.
you could drag it, the corner to the other side to, yeah.
Wait a sec here.
No,
Don't look at
it's
it.
cool.
Don't look at it.
Just close.
Don't even
Everyone
look at
watching,
it.
close their eyes, including the.
Whoa.
That's even better.
Nice.
this is like
That's my kind of gesture
some
there.
kung fu thing.
Stroke.
Is that right now, Tech? Is that? Are you...
Still fucked up. I hate it so much.
It's okay.
It's kind of a weird, weird looking hand too. There's something not right about that hand.
Yeah, it's pixelated.
man.
I exported it from like a 200 pixel stock image and turned it into a GIF and with like 16 colors for some reason. I don't know why I thought that would be cool.
Virtuous Salt in the chat wants to know if you can Virtual Utopia experience it.
Okay, it's gonna take me a sec.
I
know what you mean.
No, you can just click right click it and then
transform, rotate 90 degrees.
What did I just do? Oh no, man! What the hell?
Oh boy. Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, the hand.
Well, now that was better than ever.
Oh yeah. Transform, rotate.
There are two people in the room.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
There we go. Now start singing, James. There we go.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice. Love this.
Beautiful.
Gonna start crying.
Because that's what our whole show's about reliving the past from when we were in Japan.
Yeah, here we are, a pandemic year infinity.
Are you guys getting notifications, or not notifications, but like I keep accidentally swiping to the left on like the home screen of my phone.
Oh yeah.
And
2 years ago.
And it's just showing me like everything for the past 2 weeks has just been stuff from when either I was like hanging out with James and Keith recording the album in Philadelphia, or I was in Japan.
Having a better time than you are now.
Yeah, though to be quite frank, I'm living my best life.
Hell yeah.
So
we love to hear it.
I would love. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Tech?
No, that's all right. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you mean by that exactly?
I live by myself in this little place in Ohio, and I don't hate Ohio as much as I used to, from realizing that everywhere sucks, so it's not just Ohio. And it's kind of cool because it's like the actual like apartment is like you can't like see the apartment from like the front of the building because you have to go like downstairs and like to the right, and it's like in the back of the building. So I feel like I'm just like tucked away and out of sight of the whole world. And so I can just do what I want in this like isolated place that I can make my own, and it's just cool. It's just my own. It's my space.
Somebody's revived MySpace. Have you heard about this?
Oh, great.
It's called Hey Space or something.
I'm sure that's going to be a huge smash success. We're definitely more social networks. That's the way that the world is heading in 2021.
It's the next element. Yeah. I'm going to find it now. Let's go to another mode here. I don't know what's going to happen when I click on this, but let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Sick.
I wasn't sure if this would work. Is this
wow, it's Twitch on is this going to create an infinity mirror right now? Is this going to crash your computer?
I don't know. Would it?
It's just one by one going to create an infinity mirror.
That's what I was hoping for. But,
wow.
That's what I was hoping for. But that's what I was hoping
for. There's no sound on.
That's what I was hoping for. But that's what I was hoping for.
Juice.
What?
Because
it reminds me of this old joke that I used to tell when I was like 8 years old that I thought was one of the funniest jokes, right? Can't remember it in its entirety.
This is gonna be great.
It's a couple people, and they're standing at a canyon, and one of them is like so let's say it's James and Tech, they're standing at this canyon, and there's this great echo effect, and they're like echo, 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 and then James asks Tech, hey, what did you have for lunch yesterday? And then Tech says, bologna, 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 bologna. And then I'm like, James is really cool. And then it's like, baloney, baloney, baloney. That was the joke from an 8-year-old. can look forward to here on the Infinite Desktop Experience.
The infinite desktop.
The infinite desktop.
Well,
Yeah,
because
I like that.
You're breaking.
Twitch was released on Switch. That's why we're doing this here. This is a joke.
Have you tried it yet?
No, I don't have any space left on my SD card in there. So, but
You gotta get that leaf.
that's being released. Yeah. And you can watch this
Yeah, you
show.
know
I
that
recommend anyone at home to put this on a Switch and take a picture of it right now, because then it would be like outside of the computer and it would be extra funny, right? So if anybody at home can do that for
1
us,
million
that'd be great.
Deutschmarks.
We will give you top placement on our
pull it
playlist. Top playlist on our playlist for half of the friends and fan price of $25.
Real quick in the chat, Nrail says Ohio gozaimasu. Wait, you spell it Ohio.
Like Ohio.
Yeah, like the state. Yeah,
Like
sorry.
the state.
Just had to rewind a little bit there.
That's right, Unreal.
Oh my God, I
Warehouse
gotta turn
Union
this off.
says Floor 400 View, which is a track from Derelict Mega Tower. Love the Derelict Mega Tower references. We appreciate that. The idea is that you get to a certain point in the tower, you look out, you can't even believe the view.
All right.
Mark is in control. Oh, the Balrog! Jesus Christ!
It's all horrible. It should not exist.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
I forgot I loaded this up. I was just gonna search "Hey Space" or whatever, which is probably
Oh. Oh no!
I saw a Sonic one that was really disturbing too, because it was just Sonic, but they gave him those black little beady eyes.
disturbing.
Has that market crashed yet?
Don't look. Don't. Oh.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't know. I don't. Okay.
Let's see after all those guys.
This looks like a cool product.
Safe search is on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Grotesque Sonic.
Don't Google search
Grotesque
Sonic. Yeah, anything.
That's what you get when you type grotesque Sonic.
Oh,
Grotesque
I
Sonic.
kind of like that one.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
Cute. It's like the rejected design from the Sonic movie that didn't make it to the theaters.
Yeah, that poor guy. That poor design is just rotting in hell. No one ever loved him.
Did any of you see the Sonic movie?
No.
I did not. I wanted
Wow.
to see it when I was in town because I have a 4-year-old nephew, and so it was like, this is the perfect excuse, because I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
see a kids movie. I'm not like all these schmucks that are like, ooh, the latest kids movie is so bad,
Dude, we should have watched it when I was in Philly. That would have been the perfect opportunity to.
Yeah, on weed.
On weed while we were packing your tapes.
Yes.
That would have been just the.
Yeah.
I will say, so recently, good friend of the show, I guess, just a good friend IRL, Belle Stardust, was on Twitter and pointed out that their
I was on Twitter too.
Yeah, the Sonic 2006 was on sale for $15.
It's
So I bought
ended
it.
up being like the Amazon's like number 9th best-selling game or something that day.
Really?
Jesus.
Well, it went
That's,
viral. They got me.
You bought it?
Well, I purchased it when it first came out.
I remember. It was
Because
incoherent.
famously, because I went to Mar, because I was living in Ohio at the time, and I went and I was like, "Hey, do you have the PS3 Sonic game?" And the dude working there was like, "Dude, I can't sell this to you, man." I'm like, "Dude, I know all about it. Okay, I have to know for myself." He's like, "Dude, are you sure you want to buy this?"
Really said
Because it was like $50,
Full price.
Yeah. And it was really sad because had it been completed, it actually would have been pretty cool because it's just like a Sonic Adventure game, and those games are, big, junky, buggy messes, but they have their own unique charm. Unfortunately, this game is just it's unplayable. Like there are just broken sections that you literally like unplayable, like you literally cannot play it. Not unplayable, like oh the font is too condensed. No, it's like you cannot clear the stage because it is literally impossible to beat. I got stuck at some Tails level where there were a bunch of towers and he kept clipping and like going up and down like really fast, and I couldn't turn the camera, and I was like, all right, I get it now.
Sounds like Cyberpunk.
I just remember feeling like it was I felt like it was like a super, super dumb game, and I never played the Sonic Adventure games, but it didn't make sense to me that like for much of the Sonic on the PS3 game, you were just kind of walking and like very slowly around like a city, and then also in like gameplay moments, I distinctly remember some fucking early game thing where there's a coin, or not a coin, but a ring, box that you would normally step on to make fucking rings shoot out of it and then collect the rings, but instead you were to slowly push the ring block into the enemies. And I was like, that's what?
Yeah,
that's not what this game is at all. Like,
yeah. Whip music. We are not trashing Sonic games, okay?
No.
Because we are trashing a Sonic game. But I still believe in my heart of hearts, if that game had been given another year or so of development, maybe some proper Q&A, then it would have been at least as bad as Sonic Adventure, but also as good as Sonic Adventure.
Sonic is actually relevant to my choice of design for tonight, actually, at the next screen. So we've got the Switch OLED, right, which is the crystal thing that Kevin was talking about. The Switch, the regular Switch.
Hold off.
Hold off?
Yeah.
But the next one, I guess we've only been streaming for like 6 minutes. But
yes, Discoholic's making fun of me. I meant QA, quality assurance, not Q&A, question and answer. Thank you, Discoholic, for just jumping on that chance.
I thought you meant.
I thought we were talking about QAnon here.
No, I made a mistake.
I thought you meant.
No one's gonna notice that I just fucked that up and made myself look like a dumbass, but Discoholic certainly picked up on that.
I thought you meant.
All right, so I'm curious about Sonic Unleashed. Have you guys played this one?
Is that the werewolf?
He's got like a mean hand on the cover. So.
What?
Wait,
yeah,
I remember Sonic
I think that's the one.
Okay, I'll look
his
it
hand
up.
is like evil looking. Oh yeah, it's half of his face is too. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the titles that the Xbox guys pushed.
I never played this one. Yeah.
God.
They pushed a big.
He's a werehog, right?
Oh, let's watch this 30-minute video comparing the two versions.
Oh Christ.
It was in that big Xbox backwards compatibility update yesterday, and I guess it runs.
Okay.
It fully runs at 60 frames per second now, which before it couldn't hold a stable frame rate. And I watched footage of it this morning, and it looks like absolutely incredible, like in motion. It's just like
oh wow,
blazing fucking fast, and it looks awesome. And it's like a $5 game, so if I see it, I'm gonna pick it up.
I mean, $5 is basically free.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
There's a Sonic game on Apple Arcade, and I keep tricking myself because every time I go back to Apple Arcade, I'm like, oh, a Sonic game, and it's a fucking it's like a kart racing game.
Yeah.
Like,
why would Sonic need to get into a
he's
vehicle?
fast already. I don't understand. Like,
and it should be noted that in Sonic R, Sonic is on foot, even though other characters are in vehicles. Like Eggman, you think he's running?
Right.
That guy's not running anywhere except the nearest Arby's.
Running out of breath.
So this is the game at 60 frames per second reduced to 7 frames per second through my Ethernet cable.
That's unbelievable! Wow,
looks so good.
That looks great. S rank.
Nice.
Looks good on my.
So yeah,
my
you
Get
can
your
now
Black Friday
play
early
Sonic
access.
Generations, Sonic Unleashed, and
Generations
Sonic
is good.
All-Star Racing Transformed at 60 FPS. I can't believe they would release a Sonic game like not at 60 FPS.
Yeah.
I remember this game was. I remember seeing this level, and it was supposed to be like, actually, this game's kind of cool, and you get a real sense of speed, and it's blah 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 blah. But I never played it because I knew better at that point than to try to play a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
I think it's I saw somebody this morning compare it to like a rhythm game.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Or
it's like-
Infinite Runner.
Oh, because you have to like press
It's just
like,
so fast
time
that
buttons
it's
or
like,
whatever.
yeah, you're not even really controlling a character. You're like, it's timed button presses. So
Yeah.
That's really crazy level
But
design, though.
I guess maybe this is how it looked before.
It does
Like,
look
'cause-
great on my screen in the Safari tab. It looks like that, like a home video style, super fast, kind of like. You
When
love
was
60
the
frames
upload
per
date
second,
though?
right?
Because
The-
unless it was from like yesterday or today, then it's not current.
Look right there. Sonic Unleashed running at 60 frames
Yeah.
per second. And
July
July 26th. You
26th.
better get in the comments here and let them know that
Yeah.
they're wrong.
Bullshit.
Oh, it's on, okay. So they're it's on PC with a mod to run like
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking posers. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
truly. That's bullshit.
that.
It's an unlocked frame rate.
Speaking of
120.
PCs, I messed
Jeez.
around with the new Ryu Jinx Switch emulator on PC yesterday, and it's amazing. I mean, it looks and runs better than the Switch does, and this has got to be the first time in history, right, that like emulators can run current gen games better than the actual hardware they were developed for. This has never
Well,
happened.
to be fair, it is a Nintendo thing. PCs are like way ahead.
Yeah, for
on that
sure.
front. But
But just like current games, you know, it's like
Yeah.
on launch day, Shin Megami Tensei 5 runs at 4K, 60 frames per second on PC, but can like, you know, my Switch is like feels like it's gonna melt running it on the actual device itself.
Is that Persona game? Is that game like Persona?
it's the same thing.
Pretty much.
Ain't I a stinker? Come on.
Well, if you take
I think it's funny, too,
Joy-Cons
to-
off of the Switch, it's kind of like, it just feels like an Amazon Kindle tablet, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean it's basically like a.
can you tell the
Yeah.
difference between
Incredible.
that and like an Amazon
So
Kindle?
glad you made them detachable.
Like, I'm just gonna look it up. Sorry, you can keep talking about PC stuff or whatever.
Oh, I was
Amazon
gonna
Kindle.
agree with James that the Shin Megami Tensei versus Persona fan base, like the Shin Megami Tensei fan base, is absolutely humorless. And if you try to make any sort of a joke that, like, you know, Shin Megami
It's like,
Tensei is
like
a
how
rip-off
do you
of
expect
Persona.
anyone in this country to not compare that game to Persona? It's like Japanese like high school kids and demons. Like, so that's automatically where everyone's gonna go, because that's just not a common. That's not a genre trope that we have
Yeah.
across the pond or whatever. You know, when people get so
Right,
mad about
right.
it, like, how dare you say this about this franchise with such a distinguished history? You know nothing. You are a pathetic worm.
Well, you know that, like, Persona is a spin-off of the Shin
I know,
Megami
we
Tensei,
talked about
right?
it at length in
Right.
Texas. I know
Awesome,
all
yeah.
about it now. Yeah. None of those people complaining though, none of them could crush a rock with their bare hands. I guarantee it. You know, they think they're so tough online.
I think they're hot shit.
I think they're.
I'm gonna get.
The demon negotiations are pretty good too. They're all like, you know, the older Shin Megami Tensei games, it's like you can kind of exhaust the dialogue options for the demon negotiations like pretty quickly. But the new one, it's still throwing curveballs. That's pretty good.
Speaking of dialogue options, did you ever feel like so for the viewers, Kevin has been playing Final Fantasy 15 for the first time. Well, for the first time all the way through. And he hasn't beaten it yet, so no spoilers. But did you ever want to respond to Luna Freya with "Got it"?
No,
like-
I was gonna text you about this last night. Like the dialogue options are absolutely like they put the right one at the top every time. Like they don't even
Yeah.
switch it around. Like the
It's
the
really
little
stupid.
negotiation scene with
Yeah.
the defense secretary or whatever. It's
That
like
one can actually get tricky in order to get the best possible results. It's not always what you think it's gonna be, but that's
I feel
the
like it
only
was
one.
it was the top option for every single one except for the last question, and then it was like, oh, curveball, it's actually the right option.
Probably, yeah. No, there's just in Final Fantasy 15 for people who haven't played, there's like the main love interest is on a different continent, and you're the protagonist and the love interest. They like they're like pen pals almost. They send each other this like book by way of
With a
enchanted
dog.
Yeah, and
The dog
man.
that can swim across the ocean and
yeah,
in a
and
day.
they open up they'll open up the book. Well, so like Noctis, the main character, will open up the book and she'll like say some sort of like, you know, waiting for you in whatever city or whatever, and then you have the options of being like, can't wait to see you, or ship's about to set sail, or got it. And it's just like I've been watching a playthrough recently, and the guy playing it really did not give a shit at all about the love story in Final Fantasy 15. So like the third time it happens, he just puts in "got it," and then there's this sequence where like Luna Freya gets the dog when she opens the book and she's like looking at him, and it's just like, got it. It's so sad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if that triggers like a different cutscene or if it like changes anything about the game.
I don't think it does a single thing.
Because like
I-
somebody asked on Reddit, like, do you have to camp, you know, besides EXP? And somebody was like, I've been driving my characters to the brink for 30 days straight now, and nothing has happened.
Yeah, you don't have to camp. They just get really dirty, and they all complain about being tired occasionally.
Yeah, just so that
It's
adds
like
a
real
couple
life.
more new dialogue, like complaints like, oh, I want to go to bed.
Wait, say that again. I want to know what you said. I missed it because my fucking thing fell off.
I think it just like adds more like complaints, you know, that's it.
Yeah, more just whining as.
But
they're
there's no
running
like
around.
detrimental effects to your stats or like
No.
the story or anything. And I was wondering that too when Ignis is walking around with the cane and they're like, don't get too far ahead. You gotta like keep up with Ignis. And I'm just like, fuck that. Like I just like went, you know, like
Yeah, that's what the guy
Gladio
playing
scolds you a couple
do.
times, but that's it.
You don't have to
I
camp
RP
even
it.
once in the game. It seems like
You
it's part of the story.
You do for yeah
Like,
plot.
If you want the
reasons.
EXP
Okay,
level
okay.
up and stuff, you know.
So that's
But
how
if
you
you-
actually
outs-
level up then, when you do the camping.
No, because you can. I mean, well, you can stop at hotels and stuff too.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you can keep playing. Like if you're just running around the open world, you never have to go to sleep
Okay.
until you want to progress the plot at certain points.
Just like real life.
Does Coleman know that? Because they have a stake in the people playing and camping with the Coleman equipment, don't they? So.
Yeah, they're also Final Fantasy 15 or Square Enix had like a big deal with cup noodles. Mark, I know you watched a playthrough of that game, but did you ever happen to see the cup noodle side quest?
No, but I think Kevin showed me like 30
I
pictures
sent
of
Cup
it.
Mark
noodle
the
gear.
video because I
Yeah.
couldn't stop laughing
Maybe the whole
when
video.
he was just
it's
the
so
exposition
funny.
where he's like, "I'll never forget the first time I had a."
It makes me
then,
afraid
like,
about
at
what
the
will be
very-
the next one. Sorry.
Well, the good news with the cup noodle side quest was that it felt very, very self-aware because of how overacted every part of it is.
Mhm.
And like at the end of it, like they're like, I don't know, maybe like god damn it, I can't remember the question, so it doesn't matter. But the point is that yeah, it's just very, very hammed up. But the Coleman stuff is a little more subversive and annoying.
So even in the episode Gladiolus, DLC, you
Yeah.
camp with Core, and it's like right after the camping, Core was like, now that was more than just a soup. It's just like, oh my god.
It's like, I'm dying of malnutrition because this is all we've fucking eaten for the last month is cup noodle, and
I've
I'm
got
literally
gout.
dying.
Sodium over intake.
Yeah.
I got gout, yeah.
Gladiolus developed gout.
Spending 4 nights in a dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, the sense of time and miles don't make any sense in the game. Also, the speedometer is bullshit, because I looked at the inside the car view, and Ignis was driving 50 miles per hour, but somehow like everything is only 3 miles apart, and it takes you like, you know,
Several
10 minutes to
hours.
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, it also
it
gets
takes
dark at 3 o'clock
Well,
every
you know,
day.
but that's it's video games are they're constructed by illusionists. You know, it's like the people that complain that, oh my god, No Man's Sky, these planets have skyboxes. I thought that these were gonna be solar systems that had gravitational, pull and influence that was going to, have planets spinning. It's like, it's fucking fine. If you want it to take longer than 30 seconds to get from one point to another, like you want it to take like 6 weeks to go between planets, motherfucker. Like, what do you fucking want? Like, the real world is right out there. You know, go become an astronaut if you're so fucking smart. All right.
I did. Yeah, I considered the concept. Obviously, I don't give a shit for what it's worth.
No, I'm sorry, Tech. That wasn't an attack on you. That was an attack on other people. Capital
G gamers. Yeah. But I did consider the fact. I was like, man, if they really made it like so, it took you 7 hours to get. No, that would suck immediately. My brain.
You play Daggerfall to find out what that's like without fast traveling. You know.
Oh my god.
I would do that for about one sitting, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's hard enough. It went with like RPing my most recent playthrough in 15. I walk almost everywhere. Only run when you're being chased. And then I don't. I don't leave the dungeons automatically at the end once they're complete. I walk back out.
Oh, that's brutal.
Wow. Yeah.
I did that on the first.
Even Final
dungeon,
Fantasy 1 doesn't make you walk out.
Like,
yeah.
No, it gets pretty raw on some of those dungeons. But yeah. So
the real time
I will say
becomes it's like an art project at that point. Like the Desert Bus game is the only game I can think of where it's like completely committed to real-time driving across a desert that you can't change. And obviously it's just a joke old game at this point, but is there any new game that actually has that? Like, there must be something. I'm actually thinking that it would be great to develop that. I guess Death Stranding is a game where you have to walk across the entire continent, but I don't know if you guys have played it.
But it doesn't take that.
The traversal is the game, you know?
Well, you're right. Yeah, that is the point. Yeah, but like No Man's Sky, it takes a long time to walk around.
Yeah, I mean, you could play No Man's Sky all on just one planet, and you never run out of a lot of the same looking kind of stuff, arranged differently for infinity. You know, just like Minecraft or anything else. I was just gonna say though, I did recently beat Final Fantasy 1, the PlayStation Origins version, which was a fantastic experience. And yes, they teleport you out of the dungeons after you beat the fiends. It does create a teleportation portal that allows you to leave, and you also get the warp spell. I played it with a red mage, black mage, white mage, which was frustrating.
Sounds tough,
to say the least, because all the sick gear that you get is always for warriors. Like, oh, you got the ice armor and the ice helm, and like, but it's super exciting if you ever get a piece of gear that red mages can equip, just like real life. Like you get the firebrand or whatever. It's like, holy shit, red mages can use this. Like, oh, tight, I'm so strong now. But what I really ended up having to rely on, in a way that I never had to in any previous playthrough, are all the items that cast spells. It's like, okay, I have haste. I have, like there are some kind of gloves that cast Bolt 2. Another one, the black shirt casts Ice 2. Which is
You
like
can
an
use them
AO.
multiple times, right?
You can use them as many times as you want. It's fucking crazy. That's the only way that you can like seriously get through that game. But by the time I got to the end of it, I was pretty uber. Like I beat Chaos in 5 rounds, maybe.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yes,
Come
spoilers
on.
for next.
Because I just had every single member of my party. Their job was to buff the one red mage that I had projected myself onto and named
Nice.
after my Final Fantasy XI character. So it's just like 3 rounds of everyone buffing one dude, and then suddenly, it's the
Haste, shell,
Yeah.
protect.
that's a boss disintegrating in.
Hey, when are we going to
Chaos
play
is
Final
too-
Fantasy 11? When's that happening? Do you
So
guys still want to
if
do
you
that?
can just give me to the end of the month, because we have some stuff we got to get through here. There's always stuff we got to get through, but there's some real big constipations that I'm about to blast out, and then we
Okay.
will be free flowing into the future, and I'm really
God.
looking forward to that. In fact, I spoke
Sounds
recently to Golden Living Room about a project that we completed in 2018.
I
That
was
is
just
still,
thinking about that yesterday.
yeah, so
Whoa.
that has still not seen the light of day. But now the wheels are finally turning once again. You'll probably hear something about it in like 4 or 5 months or something. But that's actually going to happen now, which is very exciting. And of course, the new Destiny Shroud album, which continues day to day. I'm actively working on it, and it is going to make you sad. That's why I'm wearing this shirt today. I just love wearing shirts that I design with my own band on them because I'm just cool like that. Like go out for a cup of Joe and someone says, "Hey, Death Dynamic Shroud, they're awesome." I'm like, "Dude, that's me, man." And then they're like, "Oh, sir, your majesty." And I'm like, it's okay, please, it's okay, please. A curtsy would be nice. Have the courtesy not to take it further.
Okay.
So what's everyone else been up to? I'd love to hear about that. We heard from Tech about his awesome life, and now you've heard a little bit about my supremely sick existence. Mark, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your haircut. I'd like to hear about any unnecessary surgery that you've had recently. How's your mouth doing? How's the cat?
Actually, I do have an update about my teeth. They're all good now. Yep. The
The
operation.
teeth are all good.
The recovery is complete. Yep. I'm still avoiding super crunchy food, if possible.
Like
No
rocks.
toxins.
I did eat a taki the other day just for old time's sake, and it was horrible. Yeah. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna stick to an all smoothie, soylent, and like vegetable diet now.
Dude, you gotta choose some stuff.
I'll chew one
You don't have
solid
to
meal a
choose-
day.
You don't have to choose. You don't have to choose shit.
One solid meal. That's all I need in a day. Yeah. So
You need to choose this stuff.
No way, dude.
What?
Teeth are luxury bones. First off,
I don't want to wear them down anymore.
Luxury, like the femur. Get that out of here.
Luxury bone.
Well, okay. So I can get you some Huel.
Well, I don't think that's vegan. Maybe it is, but I
Of
would like
course,
to,
It is.
vegan.
I would like to try
It's
it
vegan.
out. Yeah, I'd like to compare
It
it to
is.
Soylent for sure, but I don't think it's available here. Maybe it is.
Ooh, I don't know.
So let's hear about the hair.
Oh yeah, I got it cut. If just to make it relevant to this show, I
Master
literally
storyteller.
I actually showed the barber a photo of Dagger from Final Fantasy IX, like cutting her hair.
Wow.
Wow.
And then going like this. I showed her like I didn't show her the cutscene. I don't want to exaggerate. I just showed her a screenshot. But I should have
Should've
showed her
showed
the
her
whole
the
cutscene.
cutscene.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
I was just talking the other day on the Death Dynamic Shroud Discord server about how I used to take a photograph of Liam Gallagher when I would get my hair cut. bring that to the salon. And then once when I dyed my hair blue, I brought a picture of Sailor Mercury, Amy from Sailor Moon series, and I said, I want to look like this anime chick. There you go.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Nice.
Actually, I did
Couldn't
that
you
already.
just brought
with
in
this-
a coloring that was blue?
just like a swatch or something. Yeah.
It needed to be exactly that blue though, because her hair is New World blue. You know, it's very important to get that. And of course, it didn't look like that. I looked like a fucking idiot. I'm very glad that no pictures exist
Wow.
of that one time.
I'm
I
planning
once,
on getting my hair cut for dyed for our tour, if this tour ever happens. I mean, that's what
But
our
you
whole
gotta
show is
do it.
about. It will. But I'm going to get my hair finally. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to make a point of doing it for the trip and then dyeing it back to brown the second I get back here, because I don't want to be a 42-year-old person who has seaweed hair or whatever after I
Now-
wash it twice.
That's
I
fine.
think things are starting to look a little more hopeful. I was just talking to my friend in Japan the other day, and she said that the infection cases, like, her perspective on the ground in Japan was that cases were way down and the vax was rolling out, and in Japan people don't have a problem getting vaccinated. That's not some affront to their personal liberty or whatever bullshit Americans think in this country. So it's looking good. And eventually Japan's going to have to open up, or there's just not going to be an economy there. So
Yeah.
Can't do it. on
I
Trump.
think by this time next year, we will be on the plane, baby.
I hope so.
Booster shots, all kinds of nanomites
God's
running
sake.
around our bloodstream, you know?
Love that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get 2 booster shots and throw one away.
I'm not gonna get any booster shots. They're never gonna do that to me. But I got the vaccine though.
So Kevin, what about you? How's your life been? Because it's been 2 weeks now, so we got a lot to talk about. So you've been playing Final Fantasy 15.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 15. I was able to change my health insurance to one that has a way higher deductible, but will not be bleeding me dry every month. So that's good news. Man, I haven't touched music in so long. I just have not really
Hey,
been feeling
sorry to cut-
inspired.
Sorry to cut you off, Kevin, but Bumhole Wilkins just raided us with a party of 4. So hello.
Nice.
Thank you very much, Bumhole Wilkins.
Thank you, Bumhole
for raiding
Wilkins.
us.
Bumhole?
Welcome.
Bung.
But
Bung.
That's what I've been
Hell
saying.
yeah.
With an M. B-U-M. Bum.
Oh, I thought I heard
Bumhole.
bung.
Bum. Well, I said bumhole, so get your ears
No, I
checked.
know. I heard you. I just wanted to just clarify. Because sometimes we get so used
Well,
to
I
saying
said
people's
bumhole, so get
ridiculous,
your ears checked.
online handles, just saying it out loud. I just want to be 100% clear that we were just raided by someone named
Bumhole Wilkins.
Julius Bumhole Wilkins. So we do
Awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Welcome to
Alright.
Neo Gaia, where everything
Oh.
goes and no one knows.
Kevin's just talking about his life.
Been having fun seeing all the problems in the new GTA remasters. That's been a
Have you seen the one where if you wiggle the car left and right,
Yeah,
it
dude,
slowly
it's
gets
so
wider?
funny.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh my
Is that
god.
possible?
so I guess
Yeah,
that glitch has been in the code since the PS2 ones, and they've just been running this poor code through like a lawnmower, over the years. It's been ported to Xbox and then to iOS, and then these new ones are based off of iOS, and they've
Yeah,
just
you've got to
added,
see this video, Tech. You're gonna laugh so hard when you see
Okay, I'm
this.
excited.
What is
B,
this?
B, congratulations on filling all 3 rings. Which I believe
Nice.
is probably about your Apple Watch. Is that, yeah.
Hey, well, no, I just hit all 3 goals just now
Hey.
because I've been waving my
Oh.
arms around. Yeah,
Oh, well, wow. How did
yeah.
you know?
Thank you.
How did you know?
Oh, because I share my my health data with anyone that has an Apple Watch and is
Oh.
interested. Yeah.
oh, nice.
Here we go, Tech.
Oh yeah, so Tech watched it.
It gets bigger and bigger.
So they wiggle it, and it slowly gets wider.
I don't understand how that happens. Good lord. Oops. Okay.
Oh,
There's
man,
also
it's-
rear view mirror. GTA.
There's
3
another
quad.
really funny. There's another really funny one where it was like a picture of a donut on top of like a repair shop or something, and then it has like a hex nut, like a 6-sided nut, but like, we still can't render circles. It's all like
Tiny angles, yeah.
yeah, tiny angles. So like the donut has angles on it in the PS2 one, and I guess what they did was they ran most of the graphics through an AI upscaler. So the new version, they show the sign, and there's a completely circular donut, and then there's also a completely circular hex nut, like right next to it.
Oh, like that. I see.
They
I see.
rounded off the hex nut too.
I'll just put this.
There's
on
also
the
like a
background.
ton of like typos from the AI upscaling on like smaller text.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Every single clip I've seen is so disturbing, and like, how could it be so bad? I just don't.
So
I know you
they
just explained that it's like being put through a bunch of emulators, or like just
well, they basically Rockstar had nothing to do with it. They outsourced it to a smaller developer that's part of Take-Two Interactive, and this developer has only really done the mobile ports of the GTA games, which are not. I guess they weren't very well received, but they're like mobile ports, so like who cares,
Right, yeah.
But this team like went out and like not just like a cease and desist, they like sued this team that was reverse engineering GTA, and like their goal was to make it the source code available, fully reverse engineered, so that they could do source ports on like different consoles and have it run natively. And they sued these guys, and they've started basically sending cease and desist to everybody who's still like making mods for the original. They delisted the old versions of every GTA games on like
Really?
every platform, and the PC version apparently wasn't playable even like 4 days after release. Like it just wouldn't even launch, and I think they finally delisted the PC
'Cause
version. So
Christina just recently got Vice City, like I don't know, like 2 or 3 months ago, downloaded from like the PlayStation Store or whatever for like $10. But even that,
the PS2 Classics version for PS.
yeah, but even that was like fucking shitty, because all the 2D graphics were 4:3 to 16:9 stretched. So like the moon
gross.
in the sky, everything was like a big.
Wait,
fucking
what
oval.
version? What version was this?
It was
again?
like the PS2 Classics version for the PS4.
Oh.
Yeah, running on a PS5.
So,
So
yeah,
all the text and
Zard-
everything was all stretched.
Zarship is saying that they think that these problems are limited to the PC versions.
the
because...
PC version hasn't been seen by anyone yet.
Whoa, this
Oh,
is
so
crazy.
these have been coming up on consoles then.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
that one's sick. Invisible arm.
Yeah, I like the look of that one.
Never see him coming.
a Digital Foundry video where they did a analysis on like pretty much every version, and oh yeah, the rain effect is like it's basically just like a layer that like follows your character model around, but like water is on top of the rain layer. So like if you look at a body of water, it's like the rain is not you just have to see it. It's so weird looking.
Oh my god. What a bummer.
Mark, see if you can pull up the DF Digital Foundry GTA analysis. It's so funky. They messed with a bunch of stuff too. Like, there's all new console games now have to, have a performance mode or like a cinematic mode.
Right.
But like they messed up the performance mode, and there's like all the stuff from the cinematic mode is like still like all those graphical things are still toggled. So like they're all broken basically.
Just goes
How
to show
did-
you,
how-
folks.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, original hardware anytime you can. That's always going to be your best course of action.
So how come like how did they not notice all this themselves if everybody was noticing within the first few days of playing?
I mean, I think they gave a very small team a very unrealistic deadline to complete 3 games, and this is pretty common in the industry. It's like you get these bigwigs that have no idea what goes into remastering a game, and they're like, just make it happen. So I think it was a small team, and they got way overtaxed and
Gotcha.
overworked, and they weren't able to complete the product, and they didn't send out any review keys prior to release.
Wow, really?
And they had a review embargo, so like even if you like bought it legally, you couldn't review it day one.
I mean, so what?
So they knew.
I mean, somebody had to have known something.
Yeah, Neil
or they were
Finderbauer
really hopeful that they could like patch it, relatively quickly to fix everything. But from what I've seen, it seems like the way that they went about making this port, it's like you have all this data and all this graphical data, all this mission data and AI data or whatever, and we need to get it working on new consoles, but we can't. It's like you can't do it by hand, right? It's like they couldn't go in, or
and do
they
it line
should
by
have.
line.
Right,
So
it's
they
like
ported everything to Unreal Engine 4.
right, and so you're trying to get everything to work within a new engine using all kinds of you're basically building systems to make things that were smaller, bigger, or that had less detail have more detail, and that works. Even if that works on like 90% of the content, that 10% that it doesn't work on becomes so fucking whack that I mean, that's all we want to see are just like the 10% that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
Mark, fast forward to about 6.5 minutes
Hours.
here to see the rain.
Oh,
to
what?
see the rain.
Ad playing. Oh yeah, the rain makes it like impossible to even see. Here we go.
Like 6:20. So look at like the water. Like
Oh my god.
they'll show them pull up to a body of water, but like
It
the
looks so good
water
on
layer
PS2.
is over top of. Yeah, the PS2 version, like they were able to accomplish something cool with like moody lighting and like a little bit of motion blur.
Yeah.
It's just like Ocarina of Time.
Look at the
on
water!
Switch,
Oh my
you know?
lord.
Yeah, it's just like.
This is
And the thing is, though, no one's gonna care eventually. Yeah, like this will be the version of this game that people play like 15 years from now, and no one will ever know how dope it was. On the PS2, and we're gonna be like. Well, I was gonna say like we're gonna be like the boomers who were like, oh, you don't understand, man. Like when it was a totally analog, chain from the instruments to the soundboard to the masters, and then cut straight to the vinyl. Like you'll never understand how good it was. And we're like, dude, it's fine through my AirPods streaming on Spotify, man. What's your problem? That's gonna be people talking about Grand Theft Auto in the future.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I think I really love Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and San Andreas. I think all 3 are fucking awesome, genuinely awesome games. So it is kind of a bummer to see this happen, I guess. I mean, the same thing. Didn't they do something like this? They're showing Metal Gear Solid stuff, right? I was just about to ask.
They were doing a comparison about how good the rain effects look in Metal Gear Solid 2. And basically, like, what they were able to accomplish with GTA 3 is impressive regarding, like, the team size and the graphical limitations at the time.
looks good on Xbox.
Yeah. But the didn't they like make some sort? Didn't they port Metal Gear Solid to like the GameCube or something with like better graphics?
Twin
Snakes.
Snakes.
The Snakes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a reimagining of MGS.
Really? It was a
okay.
It was like a remake up HD somewhere between a remake and a remaster or something, wasn't it?
It's like a reimagining. Like they add a kind of funny, like action movie tone to it. Like Snake's constantly doing like backflips, and like it's got more of a Hollywood quality to it. But yeah, it basically brings all the quality of life stuff from MGS2, including the like first person aiming, to MGS1.
Gotcha.
Story is like slightly tweaked.
That's the only one I played.
Twin
Is that the
Snake.
first one?
Yeah, I never played the original. Yeah.
Man, 2 is amazing. IMO.
Raiden.
1 and 2 are the only ones I played, but they were both awesome.
3's
I
cool.
don't know why. Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the jungle setting. Like, I would rather be sneaking around bunkers and complexes and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Well, bunkers, that's kind of your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, those original games, God, they have that sick trailing bloom effect that was in all those PS2 games, you know, and like the shitty frame rate. There was so much charm in that old hardware, and the shitty resolution, and nothing is sharp, and everything's kind of whack. That's the way to play it. That's the way to play Grand Theft Auto 3, if you ask me.
It's gritty.
Just like Philadelphia.
It's funny if someone, you know, if someone plays Final Fantasy VII Remake and the rest of the games that will eventually come out for it or whatever, if those games are the same quality as Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's all they ever play, and they never play the original Final Fantasy VII, it simply, I wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Fine.
It's such a faithful, or like, it's such a good version of it that it's like, yeah, it's fine if you don't want to put up with fucking weird polygons and like, you know, 1997 quality of life.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between reading a Tolkien edition of Beowulf and trying to learn Middle English and like transcribe it yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to like go to some like, you know, go to Oxford and get special permission where the archivist comes out with like white gloves, you know, like if you don't go to Oxford, you know, and have the guy with the white gloves come out, like, you gotta touch the scroll and smell it. That's the only true way to experience Beowulf, if you ask me.
Wasn't there a book that what.cd, for those of you in the chat who may not know, what.cd was a website that allowed you to torrent virtually any album music ever made. They didn't do movies, but they also did software and books, PDFs that had a bounty on it. That was the highest bounty on what.cd, like you would get upload ratio for. God damn it, I can't think of what this book is. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But I believe the book, you could only read the book under supervision of someone in the library, in the one library that book was at.
Wow.
Like an Elder Scroll. That's sick.
Yeah, like they let you into a room, and then so in order to like get scans of the pages, you'd have to like secretly like there's no way to
get those 1080p like mini cameras that stream video to your phone, and then just like scan over each and every page.
You'd have to have like Google Glass or something to like.
I think
they probably take your phone though.
Catch the
yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Well, yeah. You'd have to get surgically implanted into your.
Like, have you had the procedure yet?
Of those. You just told me about it. I'm 100% getting a pair of those, like recording 1080p glasses next time we go to Japan, just to like document, you know, like trips through game stores and stuff where I get like self-conscious about like filming everything with my phone.
The Ray-Bans Facebook one?
Like even walking around with that GoPro last time was like I got a little self-conscious sometimes.
Good. I'm just kidding. I don't want you to feel bad about anything. Honestly,
well, then you see some total, you know, Chadwick himbo pog daddy wearing like the full on like strap like with the selfie stick and like a fucking headgear mounted camera, and you're like, okay, could be a lot worse.
These ones, they have the cameras built in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I see bicycle dudes in Philadelphia riding around with their helmets with fucking GoPros on top, which I assume is like, dude, if some guy like hits me, I want like the video proof that it was his fault. It's like, bro, I don't know. I've never been hit by a car. It's not that hard not to get hit by him. Like, just chill out, man.
I mean, I see that shit in Chicago, but it is there for a good reason. My friend Ben got in a hit. He got hit by a car in the middle of an intersection that was like in between two police precincts. Like two different cops came to the scene and neither one wanted to deal with it. So like there were no good witnesses. And then the dude that hit my friend and like put him in the hospital tried to sue him for car damages. So like it absolutely is a good idea if you have the ability to shoot your rides, you know. Nothing happens, you delete the footage or whatever, but like
I guess, but like the trade-off is you're rolling around the city with a camera on your head like a dingbat, you know? Like who wants to look like that?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry to take it back here, but I found it. I can't believe I found this. So there were 3 unpublished J.D. Salinger works.
Oh shit!
That apparent, I think, according maybe to his will, are barred from release until 2060.
wow.
But they there was it eventually amassed a bounty worth over 6 terabytes of upload ratio.
Oh.
Which in the end was worth nothing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All gone now.
Yeah, and yeah, in case you don't know, Web.cd, the Library of Alexandria of the 21st century, is no more. R.I.P. to one of the greatest websites that ever existed.
That's all on SoulSeek now, baby.
That's
There's
just,
something on SoulSeek.
It's fucking. Don't even get me started.
It's the new LimeWire for sure. Just like
grotesque.
Yeah.
You can get anything.
The nice thing about What is that they had very stringent quality standards, and if you wanted you could be absolutely sure that what you were downloading is a bit for bit rip with a queue and a log sheet, you know, for FLAC, and that like the 320 was truly 320 and not like some
transcode
jerk off taking up 128 and like transcoding it up to 320. Like that was the nicest thing about both Waffles and What and their predecessor Oink's Pink Palace.
Yeah.
So pour one out for
Neil Tendo Power says, looking cool greater than getting sued? Absolutely. Sort out your priorities, people. That's on you. It's not on me.
Mark. You have that React thing open again with the emojis?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I do.
They're like my buddies. I need
Sorry, I'm computer illiterate, so I don't actually know how to use this device right now, but we're live, so.
We're live, so.
I'll be streaming from a real Nintendo Switch next week. Oh yeah, okay, so we're an hour in now, so can I show the other Nintendo Switch? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, what else you got? Come on.
So if you think back 30 minutes when we were to the perfect time when we were talking about Sonic, I don't know if there's a Switch Sonic game or a Wii Sonic game or a Wii U Sonic game.
Sonic Mania and Sonic Generations.
Those are for Switch, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
they
both are
remastered Sonic Colors.
I don't think that is this game. So I just
sweet Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh man, what's going on? What is he doing?
What is he doing?
He's dancing.
What the hell is this mode, Mark? Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your freaking mind?
Look, it's fun. There's fun colors. It's the Pokemon Switch. We're here in the corner. You love Sonic, right? I did this for you.
Yeah, I feel we've arrived somewhere. I love this. I love this.
Here, you can see his feet.
They're red, just like your shoes, James.
Oh man, this is awesome. Yeah.
You love this.
This is going down as one of the greatest layout stages. I've
You got a
played.
chili dog mode?
Is there really a Switch Lite with blue and red buttons
It's
and
the
a white
Pokemon
body?
Shield. It's the Pokemon Sword and Shield
Pokemon.
edition. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
really.
that is sick.
Yeah.
They came out when we were in Japan.
Oh man, why didn't you tell
They
me?
had them there.
Well,
They're not
that was
regional,
before both of my
Had it
Switches
in
got
your
stolen.
hand.
Yeah.
You bought it and then you smashed it with a hammer and you said, "This is really cool, but I don't even want this because I already have another Switch and this is a statement, an indictment of capitalism, and that's why I'm smashing this with a hammer." Don't you remember that, James? Right there in the streets of Shibuya.
Slipped it into a sewer, and then we kept walking.
Oh man,
Let's
I
see.
tell you what.
Pokemon.
That's fun. That's a fun mode.
Gotta go fast.
Okay, what do we got here?
Man. What's the new Switch Lite looking like? They got another Pokemon one out now.
Pokemon. I got the
That's
blueberry
the back,
one.
James.
Oh,
The
that's
Pokemon's the
dumb.
best
Yeah, that
looking-
sucks.
There's
Switch
only
Lite.
one left. Last
Yeah,
one.
Who cares?
They're very-
I didn't realize it had that dumb stuff on the back. I hate
Who's
that.
gonna get it first out of all four of us? So
You know, I hope she's not watching tonight, but I bought a Switch for my mom.
7% off.
Whoa.
Sorry.
So
Why
that's
is that $650, dude?
that's
But it's
Canadian.
7%
That's like
off.
$8.
That's a
Yeah,
great deal.
Canadians' money is fake.
Save 7%. No discount
What
codes. Though.
what games did you get her?
Just
James?
Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I think that she'll enjoy Animal Crossing, and I think that it'll be a fun way for her to stay in touch and have fun with me, her son. So I'm
That's
thinking,
nice.
yeah. So I'm, but as I've been playing Animal Crossing recently, I tried to imagine like, okay, I'm like a 60-something, like late 60s baby boomer who's never played video games except for like Candy Crush and that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I've been sort of deconstructing all of the things that I take for granted as being like a trained gamer, like someone who has played video games from a very young age, who like understands things like
Dual analog controls.
well, yeah, exactly. How to control a character, inventory management systems, menu systems, you know, all these things, and like thinking about whether I'm talking about how I'm getting my mom Animal Crossing and a Switch, and all the things that we might take for granted as trained gamers. And I just think like, how would my mom react if Tom Nook is like, "Oh yes, if you want to know about this, just ask me, you know, about expanding your home." Like, is she going to understand that means that she has to sit in this chair and hit A to initiate a conversation with this NPC, and then select this from a list? You know what I mean? Like,
Seems like a stretch to me. Yeah.
and she's like an incredibly intelligent, smart human. You know, she has a master's degree in organic chemistry. She was running, you know, the QC lab of a major chemical company in Ohio that provided, you know, all types of like industrial lubricants for steel manufacturing. Like that was her career.
Wow,
Was
that's
like managing a laboratory where they make lubricants.
Hearing a
Wow.
lot of transferable skills to Animal Crossing.
Right, yeah, but will she be able to figure out like, oh, I sell fish, I get the bells, and then I have to put them in this like ATM, and then I have to talk to like this raccoon to like pay off my house, you know? I'm looking forward to unleashing this upon her, and then like visiting her island like 3 months later and just seeing how weird it is, you know? It's like when I visited my like, you know, my 5-year-old nephew's island, and it's just like shit's everywhere and it's all fucked up and crazy. It's like, this makes sense in his like weird little kid brain that like this is
Right.
fine. But this is like literally going to give me nightmares. Like, you know, you can put this stuff, you can store this stuff, you know, you don't have to just put it all, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Have,
So yeah,
have
I'll
any of you
keep
played,
everyone up to date. Maybe
Oh, sorry. yeah, I do.
Well, I was
wanna
just
know
gonna
if
say
your
maybe
mom
we
likes
could
it.
have a fun segment, maybe in a few months. We get my mom on the show. We could
Hell
check
yeah.
out her islands, and we can critique her in real time and be like, "Oh, you think you're so smart, huh, Miss Chemist?
Wow.
Let me explain to you
The,
about inventory management in an RPG style game."
Well, have any of you played Unpacking? I think it's called. It's like a game where you unpack a house and you decorate rooms and like. No one has heard of this here.
No.
I've heard of it, but yeah, I have heard of it, but it kind
I-
of sounded like I wasn't interested.
It's like an isometric pixel art unpacking game where you like have a room full of boxes and you just have to like pick where everything goes. I mean, it
looks too woke for me.
It's. I mean, on paper, like. It's kind of like the whole like. Somebody's gonna slit a throat to get a pre-order of a Playdate, but 100 years from now they can't tell between that and a Leapfrog laptop or whatever.
Oh, Mark, I love you. When sometimes you just shine with a brilliance that blinds me.
That's really nice to hear. So this is the game. I guess it's
It's
stupid.
really nice to hear. Classic
Have
Mark
you-
Zinger, man.
Have you seen that?
It really is. I mean, thank you. That's-
This is
This looks
like the-
tight. I would
I
play
like the
the shit out of
isometric.
this.
Here's
Yeah.
a different room that's
And
not
the
baby's first room.
graphics.
So like,
I like that CRT. That's cool.
okay, let's.
Have you ever checked out the
Start here.
male living spaces subreddit?
I have. It's
It's so
really sad.
funny.
Really sad. I mean, it's just exactly what we all experienced when we like bought pot when we were like 18, and you would go to the dude's house and it's like a futon
Oh,
and like a
God.
Bob Marley poster,
Oh man.
and then like some TV on a cart.
There's a
Yeah.
mattress in the corner of the room.
Should have been a red flag, but it wasn't. Still bought the weed.
Marcus Judd.
This gives me my weed now, so I'm in Canada. And it's like
It's the fake weed.
I don't.
That doesn't actually work.
The
My-
dentist
my-
weed.
I think it's called
Place-
CBD.
Oh, right.
My place currently has the male living spaces vibe because I own barely any furniture. So
You
as
got
I
an excuse though.
Can we get a tour?
yeah, I use that as my excuse, but it just no,
Okay.
no.
Just
Uh,
carry your iMac around.
um,
No. All right. Next time.
Yes, Virtuous Salt says, missing the framed photo that says "Live, Laugh, Love." I'm sure that would be an original Mark design. He was
Yes.
quite fond of that. That's his auteur obsession. Is Live,
Yeah,
Laugh,
that reminds
Love.
me. I need to do my one that I sneak peek to you guys. You remember?
Well, I
No.
don't want to say it out loud in case it's the wrong,
Oh yes, I
wrong
do.
one. Yeah,
Well,
I don't want to
well, what day is it right now?
leak.
So in
Today's
exactly 1
Tuesday.
week, you're hearing this for the first time here. I'm gonna do a limited edition 24-hour sale of another, possibly 2 Live, Laugh, Love designs. We can
Hell
keep
yeah.
talking about other stuff now. That's it.
your delivery sometimes is so baffling, Mark. I can't
Baffling.
tell when you're done talking
like-
about something.
I like to hear that too. I mean, I've survived this long, so obviously I'm.
If I were
You're fine.
on the outside looking in, all right, I'm one of these brilliant people in the audience who we appreciate and we love you and we appreciate your support week after week. Thank you very much. If I was one of them watching the show, every time Mark opened his mouth, I would be on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, favorite character.
Every fucking time. Best character by far. I'm obviously insufferable. Tech is insufferable, but lovable to a certain degree. And, Kevin's just like your bud. Kevin's going to be friend no matter what.
Brutal.
Is that... See, like that, for example.
Just kidding.
What do you mean by that, Mark?
I'm just saying that you said you gave us all characteristics, but you just said Kevin was nice.
No, I said he's your bud. He's your friend.
I'm a guy.
That,
I'm a
that,
man.
that's
You're
more
nice.
than being
You're big.
nice. There are lots of people that are totally nice that I don't want anything to fucking do with, you know?
Actually, that's fair. I feel like one thing we have in common
Yeah.
is that we don't like other people. Most people.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
Yeah. So.
Especially nice ones.
Oh, they're the worst. It's like, what's your problem, man? What's your problem? Don't you have any hot takes? Come on. Let's turn up the heat, bro. Defend yourself. Guard yourself for true.
So they
Doom.
put they put all the Final Fantasy movies out on 4K Ultra HD.
Ultra HD.
And
As in Final Fantasy Spirits Within, King's Glaive, and Evan Children? Are there more?
Yes.
Appleseed, the
That's-
Animatrix,
okay, nice.
Escaflowne, Dragon Lance.
The trio.
Right.
But yeah, I would like to see them. But I was thinking about Spirits Within, and do you remember when Aki Ross was in Maxim magazine?
I do remember that. It was awesome. I was like, here we go. The normalization of
This is the future.
hentai has begun.
Wow.
Hashtag New World.
That's really what you thought when you saw that?
No. That's what I'm thinking now would be funny to say. Well, hell yeah.
Okay, it makes a
I'm
little
gonna
more sense
flag
now.
that. That's great. I do remember when that happened, though. It was a pretty big deal, you know?
Yeah.
Big jump from Lara Croft or whatever. Yeah.
The first virtual. I'm a gram, but that's where it all started. You know?
Lightning wasn't Lightning
There's
Lightning
a
like L'Oreal or something?
There's
Coach,
a coach
yeah. L'Oreal, whatever.
Yeah.
with Lightning for Lightning Returns.
What are the deleted scenes from what? Are we gonna
Deleted
get
scenes,
some?
Advent Children. There's new scenes.
Apparently,
that
there's
make this
30 minutes of Advent Children
30
that
minutes?
quote, make the movie make sense, unquote.
We are so spoiled by Final Fantasy VII Remake, but do you remember when Advent Children came out and seeing Tifa like that? And it was like, oh my god, Tifa's real. Oh my god.
I still haven't seen it all the way through. Like,
Oh,
It's sick. I mean, the end fight scene is awesome. It doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense. It's
We
just
got
when
like,
it came out,
oh,
I had
it's
like
sick,
no way
cool.
of watching it.
It's the problem with Advent Children, it's the same with
Damn,
Dirge
that
Cerberus,
is fucking
even
cool.
Crisis Core, is that it just doesn't feel like Final Fantasy VII. It doesn't have the same feeling, and so as cool as the combat is in Advent Children, it never feels like it actually takes place in the same world.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
So it's frustrating. Yeah.
Everything's
Nomura
desaturated.
had already drank the.
Yeah.
He had already visited his first Hot Topic, and everything was like gonna be different from then on.
Zippers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he walked into that store, you know, and it was just like, "This is me. Like this is my personality." And then that was the dawn of the new era.
All right. Let's look up some street fashion from.
Why don't you look up some? Wasn't there that sweet pic of Nomura like dressed up?
Yeah, I saw some
We
like
showed
he
that
has like dyed
last
black.
week or-
His hair's like not dyed, but it's like an emo kind of cut.
Yeah,
He's wearing like.
he looks like he's like almost like Noctis cosplaying.
Here we go.
But
Look
you
at
know,
that.
that's
Nice.
Oh, what is this? This isn't right.
But that's
He's on brand.
That is part of like the Square Enix thing, though. To be fair, you
Mhm.
know, like Yoshi P, the producer for Final Fantasy XIV, is the same way. He is definitely got to be in his 50s
Nice.
and wears like finger jewelry and has this big like emo cut. You know, they're just like
Just this thing.
they're living
Um,
that lifestyle. It's part
I-
of the Square Enix experience.
It's fucking
During
cool.
during the build up for promotion for Final Fantasy VII Remake, there were several videos where like all like the developers kind of talked about different parts of the game, and Nomura was in that, and like all the other developers, they're just like, you know, okay, like they're sitting like in a chair, and there's, you know, slightly off center from screen, like on the left or whatever, and there's like, you know, fixed camera just looking at them or whatever. But for some reason, Nomura in these is at this angle that's like it's all dark, and he's like it makes no
Wow.
like, It's so weird. And
Oh.
he's just talking like really like he's like brooding sounding, and I don't know. It's really funny. But yeah, I eventually I just had to like come to terms with the fact that like that's just how Nomura is. Like it's
Yeah.
not even something that he, it's like he literally is that way. So
Born to be an
Whatever.
edgelord.
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It looks like Lightning. Yeah, Lightning was collaborated with Prada, and
Prada.
and Louis Vuitton, and was in a male fashion magazine called Arena Home Plus, which sounds French. Home, yeah.
Here we go.
Laying the groundwork. This is where all
Those
that
are
shit came
sick.
from.
Yeah, Coleman, and
Yeah.
right after this, and Audi cars, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Vivian
trajectory.
Westwood.
It's capitalism, baby. It's a comment on capitalism. It's participating in capitalism.
It's gotta be
It's fake. It's real.
Okay.
It's everything.
beyond
back.
dark. It's so dark because it's like I don't know. To me, it feels like women simply aren't good enough. They're not attractive enough. We have to just
We have to make
a
one.
computer one that fits our ideals in order for this to work. It's just like Jesus fucking Christ, man.
To that, I
It's
have
like,
nothing to say.
it's like 20 levels into the pit. That's what makes
Yeah,
it so
it's-
beautiful. I'm gonna hang it up in my house
right
as
there.
a monument to.
Incel inside.
Yes.
Creators of
Speaking of
digital
Lightning,
women.
in that Xbox update yesterday, there was they gave a frame rate boost to 13.2 and Lightning Returns, and they both run at 60 FPS now. And I popped in Lightning Returns just to like replay the final boss, and I just like couldn't even stand how good it looked. It was just amazing. Like it looks like just absolutely like a current gen game. It's
Damn.
so cool looking.
You've also you showed me that Oblivion's running at 60 FPS
Yeah,
too.
I popped in
Oblivion's
Oblivion.
better than all those fucking games.
It's like insane how good that game looks, and I mean it's
It's
like
like
that,
playing the PC version, basically.
it's super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
really
want
wish
an
that,
Xbox
like-
now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, everything you've now
I'm
kind of
just
like, can
hoping
you
that, like-
trade that
like
PS5
Sony-
for an Xbox?
It took months. You'd been slowly melting me, like that Codfile episode, "The Virgin and the Ice," where they find the corpse in a frozen. Sorry,
Codfile.
Codfile, and then they have to
Literally, no one's ever watched that show except for you and probably Christina because you made her or something.
Okay, look, Christina has only seen one episode, and she decided that she didn't want to see it. I expressed how much
Like-
it meant to me, and she was like, "You should just put one on." I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I'm pretty sure that this appeals literally only to me and like 60-year-old women that are British, and that is it. But I think that she enjoyed it, and at least enough that she enjoyed that experience. She has not requested that we watch it again.
Nice.
For those at home, I'm talking about Codfile, which is this great 90s Derek Jacobi show. Derek Jacobi, of course, the Shakespearean actor known more for his work on stage than film. Or he plays a monk in 12th century England who solves mysteries because he is a ex-crusader who has then joined the monastic order. So he is a man of science and of wisdom in a world of superstition and ignorance. And
let's check out this comparison here. I want to see. I'm sorry, James.
no, it's okay. I mean,
Gamer
yeah.
stuff.
Codfile. Check it out. Cadfael. Codfile. It's one of my favorite shows. If you really want to know the real me, just watch an episode of Codfile. There you go.
Okay, so Xbox Series X has better cores. No, I want to see
I'm
that.
joking, I'm
Okay,
joking.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
objectively the more powerful console. But having owned both of them, I mean the PS5 just blows the Xbox out of the water.
Like,
Like
use the washroom. Tell me who wins the console wars.
Why is the PS5 better, Kevin?
Because Sony has good first-party games that are exclusive to the console, and it
Also-
like the overall usage experience. Like, I mean, it's comparing Mac OS to Windows. You know, like they both work, they both do what you need them to do, but I think James did a comparison about like, you know, like maybe you need to go get groceries, or like say you need to like go. You know, you need to go somewhere and get something done, and you can go into like a shop that's dedicated to that, or you can go into like some gross, you know, like mall, you know, like discount bin store, and like fight past all these like mutants and get to the back, and then like talk to some dude that may or may not be trying to rip you off to like get what you need. Like it's the way that like the Xbox interface sucks. The PS5 interface is like not great, but it like feels nice and smooth, and it's responsive. Like the Xbox One is like kind of weird and stuttery and laggy, and has like weird like when you press stuff, it's like the sound is delayed slightly. It like you pop in a disc and it doesn't show up right away. You have to like go into your games library. And
just like Windows. Why do they think that's okay? It's so weird.
Like the Microsoft Store is like prioritized on the main screen. When like you just want to like play the stuff that you have. I don't know. I mean, like I'm happy to own both of them, because it was sick yesterday to like read that update and like be like, oh, like I have some of these games that they added to the backwards compatibility update. And like a Gun Valkyrie, for instance, is a Sega game for Xbox that wasn't even backwards compatible, and now it runs it. It's sick. You just pop in the disc, it downloads the patch, and then you're up and running. Like Sony needs to take a page out of Microsoft's book for backwards compatibility, because I know the PS5 can run PS3 games. There's like, you know, the PlayStation Now service has PS3 games in it. There's a couple of those like PS2 for PS4, like PlayStation Classics, like James was talking about, the Grand Theft Auto. Like there's no reason the PS5 cannot play every previous generation of PlayStation games.
Yeah.
And like limiting the backwards compatibility to just PS4
bigger.
is, I mean, like of course it can play PS1 games. Like why not just?
Yeah, that's crazy. Although I will say,
let us do it.
I cleared Final Fantasy 1 on. I was playing on the PlayStation 3 with my actual Origins disc that I bought from Square Enix like 2 years ago.
It's a great way to play PS1 games. It plays them pixel perfect. No,
it was
you
great.
You can disable the filters and shit.
However, I immediately started playing Final Fantasy 2 as soon as I beat Final Fantasy 1, of course. And I was very disheartened to find that it is not truly compatible with the PS3.
Oh, wow.
Maria died, and I tried to revive her in the church, and every time you try to do that, it just glitches out a bunch of graphics on the screen.
Weird.
And I looked it up online, and it's like, Final Fantasy 2, 4, and 5 all are like unplayably broken on the PS3 for some reason. They're like one of a handful of games.
There's bugs on those discs.
So yeah, just FYI for those out there.
There was even issues with like Final Fantasy V on my PS2 back in the day. I actually bought a PlayStation, like a PS1, to play that, to like finish that game. Like there's a part that was like unpassable.
Oh, I read about that. Yeah. There was it's like super far in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
and then it breaks.
Like 20, 25, 30 hours into it, and like couldn't get past a certain part, and had to like convince my dad that I needed to buy a PS1 to like finish the game. And like they were like so skeptical, and I was like, listen, I'm not like gaining anything by buying this. I just want to finish the game, you know?
Yeah. But I did, so because that didn't work, I still had the itch, so I forgot I had the PSP version, so I busted that out, and it's just like, and we've talked about this before, the PSP versions of those old Final Fantasy games, they're so fucking good. was like, why did I play the Origins version? This is so much better. Like, God, the graphics are so sick. All the
Sprites
cool,
are just so dense.
all the like atmospheric fog effects when you're in dungeons and stuff. The way castles on the overworld are like
They're
3D
huge.
and upright. Like, oh, it's awesome. God, Final Fantasy 2 rules. So yeah.
Yeah.
I did get the PSP, a PSP to HDMI adapter that I have not tested yet. But
Interesting.
I am interested. Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
That's like super old,
PSP.
right? It's like, does it just?
It's
plug
like a
in?
newer one that I think is like a clone of what they used to make back in the day.
I
So
was
it's
in
like
the,
new
Probably
hardware.
like a cheap
Oh, sorry.
analog to digital converter that takes the component signal and just adapts it to HDMI.
Yeah,
The,
it was like $30, but I just wanted it on the TV, and I'll be interested to see if it's cool or not.
Is it micro SD or sorry, micro USB or mini USB
Yeah.
too?
It
Yeah.
goes in the headphone port.
Yeah,
What?
it's the headphone, because the headphone port also has like a data port, so
Okay,
it's like
yeah, I remember.
yeah,
that now.
it's
Yeah.
like a double thing that plugs in there.
Only compatible with PSP 2000 and 3000 models, not in the original.
I remember my Diamond Rio had headphones that use like before the iPod. There was the Diamond Rio.
It was Diamond Rio?
Was that what it's what
MP3
Isn't
player?
Isn't Diamond Rio the name of a country music band from the 90s?
Oh, all right. What am I thinking of? Diamond something. Diamond MP3. What was it called? Diamond. No, it was the Rio. Produced by Diamond Multimedia. So I think it might just be a coincidence.
So weird. Yeah, Diamond Rio was a country music band. They're still active. Founded in the mid '80s.
Yeah. So I had a.
Yeah, this article is about the country music band for the line of digital audio players by Diamond Multimedia.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, for a second there, I was like, "Oh man, that QA thing was so embarrassing that I just like fuck up royally again." Like, because believe me, folks, I'm keeping score. There was some talk in the Discord also earlier. I was like, "You're gonna have to tune in tonight to find out."
Sorry, I want to actually see.
The Diamond Rio MP3 player.
It's also called the Rio PMP 300.
Oh man.
So I didn't have
That's
these.
cool.
I didn't have those. It was weird shaped. I think it had like 128 megabyte storage or something.
Nice.
This thing?
Regardless, yes, that one. No. Right. So on the bottom right. No. Right. Yes. No.
With the
All right.
purple?
Yes, the purple one with a squiggle,
P.
not in the black white part that you're currently hovering.
Okay. This
Thing
one.
Froyo Tam would
Yes,
buy
yes.
to add
I-
to it to an outfit.
Yeah, this was my first MP3 player, and it was tight, but it had the whole point of this ridiculous sidechain compressed conversation, if you will, was that it had a proprietary data port alongside headphone jack connector. Because there was some kind of complicated controls on the headphone.
Oh yeah, had a
cord.
remote or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was real dumb. But it was cool
So
because you could see the names of the songs and stuff, loaded up fresh with a couple albums every day. Awesome.
James, you should look for. Well, I guess you already bought the cable, but you should look for a PSTV. That is like the best way to play.
We've talked about that at length, and I thought, yeah, that'd be cool, but I can't get involved in all that. I just needed
I
something
get it. I
quick
get it.
and quick and dirty to like maybe I'll play the end boss on the TV or something.
Right.
It's backlit with a nice blue color there. Sorry,
Looks cool.
I love the look of that MP3 player.
It was cool. It was backlit. I do remember that.
Yeah,
And it was a cool
Do you know
blue
what?
color.
Do you know what? Diamond Multimedia, they began production with something called the Trackstar, which was a PC add-on card that emulated Apple II computers.
Oh, cool. That sounds like
Okay.
something you'd see a LGR Oddware episode
Yeah,
about.
that sounds sick.
You guys know the MP
there you
Man?
go.
That's a man's MP3 player. right there.
Oh
Nice.
man, I do remember those crazy like the pre-iPod, the like highest level of MP3 player you could get with just like these gigantic bricks that held like
Mhm.
1 gigabyte, you know.
Yeah.
Zune is.
And then the iPod came out and had 5 gigabytes, which was like insane. Like what? You can put thousands of songs on it, dude.
God,
Yeah, it looked
Fucking
like
Zune.
what the
the
fuck?
the Rio
There's
the Rio
music.
retailed for $200 with the ability to hold around 30 minutes of music at a bit rate of 128.
Wow.
It's funny.
Here we got the.
Yeah, my first
industry
iPod was
breaker.
a 4th gen, 40 gigs. So like I feel like that was more space than we even had on like our home computer at the time.
Yeah, I had a 30 gig. That was my first one. And then I got a classic eventually that had like 160, but I accidentally left it in the side pocket of the passenger side door of my car, and did not know that that's where it was. And it was upright on its side, like against the door, against like the pocket itself. So when I would reach
Yeah.
down in, there was nothing there.
Oh yeah.
Because it felt like the wall of the pocket, basically.
Good lord.
So it was
What
in
the
there for years, and then one day I found it.
Sorry, I'm looking at.
Do you
eBay
still
audio
have it to
players.
this day?
No, I don't know where it is.
I had an iPod Classic that 1 week after I bought it was taken from me by a pair of assailants that mugged me at gunpoint
Damn.
in South Philadelphia. That
That
sucks.
sucks. Wonder what they're up to now.
Probably in
Listening
jail,
to your
if I
iPod.
had to guess.
You should have kept your MP3
No,
player.
no,
Dude.
It's like they were on the right track.
They started a small business, and now they make just a ton of money. They're super well off and happily married.
Well, it's a wow. That's I want that so bad.
They're,
Just to hold it again.
Get one, dude.
Oh,
Or treat
man.
yourself and get one of these $4,000 high res Pono players.
I've always wanted a Pono player, but I've been able to stop myself every time, you know.
This
Which is
packaging cool.
very, very good. But yeah,
Dude, look at all the different Rios. Oh my god, this is like I don't know
this
anything
was
about
the world
brand.
before the world was waiting for the iPod, you know, to just standardize the damn design.
This is like a
all this-
Digimon thing.
So you guys remember the abandoned inn in Ecoma?
Of
How
course.
could you forget? I was trying to figure out when that place was like last, working, and I did find it was like a Marlboro branded MP3 player there from like 2001. Like I looked it up
Marlboro, like
afterwards.
the cigarette company.
Yeah, and it was like, something that you would have to like send Marlboro points away for or something. But it was like a clear green MP3 player.
I remember there were so the whole place was decorated for Oshogatsu, and there was something like the calendars were all set to December with like a big circle around like December like 26th
What
or 27th. I don't know, man. They just like went under it and just left the place.
There were passports there. What happened?
Do we have like a public
And lots of
album?
nudie magazines and that.
I think
room
that stuff happened
where-
after the fact. I
Well,
think
that's
that was
true,
like people
yeah.
sneaking in to fuck there or something.
Well, there
how
there
can
was
we show the
definitely
viewers
some-
what we're talking about? Do we have a public album somewhere, like, or is it just
Man.
all on Twitter? Like, what did we archive
And
this?
it's on previous episodes. We talk about it at length, but it was just
That's
an
true.
abandoned inn. Yeah, it was really cool. But
I
we
don't
did
have-
find
I
some
don't have any
rope and
pics on this
candles.
computer.
And
Some sex shit happened there after it was shut down for
Sure.
sure. Yeah.
what happened in that room?
Mark, why don't you hook up your capture card and pop in that VHS tape that you...
I am never gonna watch that.
Let's just screen that live without any pre-screening.
That's got to be a
Let's just go for it.
100% after hours separate channel. or
Hashtag
something.
hentai new world. You know, that's
Man, I'm trying
Man,
to
I
think,
cannot-
was it
I
a
can't-
Marlboro
I
MP3
can't-
player or a Camel
Yeah, dude,
MP3 player?
Yeah, I can't find any evidence of
A
Marlboro
Marlboro MP3.
there.
It
Outside
was a
of
cigarette brand. Maybe it was like Newports or something. I don't know. It was clear.
I mean,
green.
Oh, this is a
yeah, clear green. I'm
Camel
not fine.
iPod shuffle.
Tourette MP3 player.
Wow.
Whoa, that is sick. Wow.
That's a hard file.
Is that real? That's not real.
It's like being engraved
Dude,
by somebody.
I think it's
Where?
camel. Wait. Fuck. God damn it.
I should have just taken the damn thing.
You should have.
Yeah, what the heck?
I was
Yeah, you
already
really
like
fucked us on this
overburdened.
It's this licensing.
By the time we got to eco mode.
Okay, we're kind of in the weeds here. We should do the Spotify playlist because
Oh yeah, I gotta look up the song.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Mark hasn't made his picks yet. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Kevin,
see
you
here.
sent me one.
That's all I listen to.
Oh my god. Kevin, what else did Kevin listen to?
Hold on, I can think of something. Surely.
We can start with my 3 picks here.
A lot
on
of
the
the
screen.
Ridge Racer.
Well, let's start with Mark, since he didn't go.
Oh, yeah, right there. Those are my 3
what
picks.
do
I
you-
just Googled music.
No, Mark.
It's The Weeknd, Save Your Tears.
Mark has
The Weeknd,
Mark
Take My
has
Breath.
no picks.
Maroon 5, Lost. Those are my 3 songs.
Kevin, you get 2 picks.
No?
All right.
I'll add them myself later.
First up,
Just
we
kidding.
got Cartanica by Yoko Shimomura from the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack, which is a very somber song.
Yeah. Honestly, this is like the first time that I actually like kind of really paid attention to the musicality of the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack. I know that sounds weird, but it's like they do some stuff that you probably know what they're doing in this song, but it sounds like old Final Fantasy music, and I can't like place. Mark and I were talking about it, like I can't place my finger on what it sounds like. It kind of sounds like the Mist Cave a little bit from Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah, I can. I'm listening to it right now. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
But then they do something else in the chorus where it kind of like ends on like these 3 somber chords that remind me of something else.
Well, what else you got?
Oh
You
boy.
should have sent it to us instead of talking to fucking Mark about it. He's just an award-winning composer. You know,
Hey,
Yeah.
we're fucking Dynamic Shroud. So
here's my picks. Google Music, and these are the top 3 things that come up. Can't argue with that kind of E SEO.
The Weeknd, and Maroon 5. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Man, I'm desperately searching all this like kind of cool city pop stuff that I found. So I did a stream for. I took place in a charity stream that was part of the Action Button Discord, which is like Tim Rogers' video review channel on YouTube, and the special guest was Brandon Sheffield and Esper Quinn of the Insert Credit podcast, and they did a really sick like J-pop DJ set that was just amazing, and I found a couple new artists from it. One of them is Gwinkos, Gwinkos, and I've been listening to the Gwinkos discography, but it's not on Spotify. And
Thank you.
Jack is so over it, just like he was sighing before this story began.
I've been listening to the
That's like the conclusion, like, but you cannot listen to it.
John
In fact, I made this all up. So
Digital Foundry, one of my favorite YouTube channels. They did a retrospective on the Ridge Racer series. So I've been listening to the Ridge Racer 6 and the PSP Ridge Racer soundtracks, but neither of them are on Spotify.
Sue.
oh, I
Moving
hear
on.
that. Oh, Dijon's here.
Nice. Where's Claude?
Oh, he's definitely snuggling near a human being downstairs because it's chilly here. Yeah.
James, what songs did you pick? First up, we got something I can't pronounce because I can't read that, but I know it's by Lamp, a band that I believe you like.
I love Lamp, just like that old meme. Who remembers that one, folks?
Oh man,
Wasn't that great? It was a moth. He just
Rick.
loves lamps. But I love Lamp, the bands. I think they're one of my favorite bands ever. You know, it's like Radiohead, Quasi, Lamp. Those are like my 3 favorite bands. You know, like bands. And so yeah, this is the final track on Yume, which is a really great album that they have, and it's got it all. You know, when it comes to what I want from traditional rock and roll music, which is just a labyrinth of Beatlesque chord progressions and super sentimental, emotive feelings of seasons and existence. Hey, someone just bought an awesome shirt.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well,
so yeah.
we'll turn out the light on that lamp, but you may tell us about the next song.
So don't call it a comeback, but do call it a revival, because this track is from the Final Fantasy II, the Origins version on the PlayStation 1, which again I did get to play through the beginning of, and then played it again on the PSP. This is the music. The game, it's awesome because the game opens with a battle that you can't get out of, and you cannot win. So the game starts with your entire party wiping. It's like this one of the sickest. They were so subversive. People don't realize how subversive the Final Fantasy series was initially before it created its own prison that it became entrapped inside of. But yeah, your party wipes at the beginning of Final Fantasy II, and then you're brought back to life by a skilled, mystic or whatever. And they play this fucking sick-ass song called Revival. That's just like it's hard New World, just like a really tiny loop that you could just listen to basically forever. Except there is a really high-pitched if you listen to it through emulators, but the version on Spotify, it's not that bad.
Well, finally, James, speaking of Final Fantasy revivals, can you tell me when Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 is going to come out?
Tech, I wish I knew. And that is my third pick. I wish I knew. From one of my favorite albums of all time, John Coltrane's Ballads. And I was just listening to this album while I was working on DDS postcards, actually. And this song in particular reminds me of one of my favorite moments from the Star Trek Captains documentary. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but it's basically William Shatner is like interviewing all of the actors that portrayed captains in the Star Trek universe. And the best one is he's interviewing what's his name? Avery Brooks from Deep Space Nine, who played Captain Sisko. And Avery Brooks is like, he's like an insane genius. Like that's his like character type, you know? It's like you wouldn't keep up with Avery Brooks. And Avery Brooks is sitting at a piano, and Shatner's got no idea what to say, you know, and he's clearly uncomfortable in the situation. And he asks him something stupid like, "What's the secret of life?" You know? And Avery Brooks just looks at him and smiles, and then he starts playing "I Wish I Knew," an arrangement of it on the piano, and of course it goes right over Shatner's head. But it's just such a beautiful, like, poignant moment. Like, I wish I like, oh, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. So yeah, Avery Brooks is a genius.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought of one.
What you got, Kevin?
The gondola ride music from Final Fantasy 15.
So,
Nice.
wait.
I thought you were gonna be like Captain Janeway.
You know what it's called?
I just dropped it in the text chat.
Oh,
It's just called Altissa Gondola Ride.
Oh, dude, that song is so fucking good.
It's
I was
so
listening
sick.
to it. I almost sent it to you, James, because it's so fucking good. And I had never really paid attention to it before. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Nope, that just linked me to something.
Zarship, who I would assume is Caesar, sorry, just says that scene was nuts. Shatner is an insane person. LOL. It is true. Shatner is definitely off his rocker.
Okay, here we go. It's in there now. Oh man, God, yeah,
Well,
that sounds
listen,
awesome.
so once we're off air, let's all listen to it together. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So when
Kevin,
I type
you
in
can-
Shin Megami Tensei, Death's Dynamic Shroud is the 5th result.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I really wanted to put the battle theme from the new Shin Megami Tensei game because it's just fucking awesome.
Yeah, I took a screenshot. My top mixes delivered to me on Spotify were Death's Dynamic Shroud, Equip, and R23X.
Wow.
That's cute.
Awesome. So is that a no-go on that song too, Kevin?
Yeah,
Cool.
they haven't put the haven't put it up yet, I guess.
Well, the gondola ride from Altitia is beautiful.
So good.
Final Fantasy 15 chat. The city of Altitia is like kind of like, was it Venice or Venice?
Yeah, it's just like Venice.
Yeah, and it has gondolas that you get around on, and
It also
can
kind of
skip-
seems like they just didn't finish that whole city.
yeah, well, but it's so beautiful too. Still, it's awesome.
It is really.
They haven't fixed
sick,
that.
yeah.
Like when I played that game, you get to that point, and it's just like the whole build-up is that you're going to like the sickest city ever, and then it's like there's a room and then a cutscene, and that's all that's there.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it.
I mean,
I really,
honestly,
wanted to soak it up, but
Alticia has, I mean, there are several, like, I mean, there are some side quests, some hunts there. There's a big thing there called Toto Mostro, which is a huge arena where you go bet on monsters fighting other monsters. And you can cheer them on with certain, like, almost like vuvuzelas or whatever they're called, vuvuzelas, or remember those things from the World Cup?
the items.
Anyway, yeah, you can buy them to cheer on the monsters at certain times, which will restore their health a little bit, or maybe give them a strength boost at the cost of their defense and things like that. But you bet on certain monsters, teams of monsters, and they fight in a big pit. It's very barbaric.
That's cool.
But it's really awesome, and you can get a whole bunch of rare items that you can only get from there. Like, for example, a thing that makes your car go faster, and also I think a thing that makes it so that you never have to buy gas again.
Wow.
That's sick.
As well as cool weapons and stuff. So Toto Mostro is a real thing that you can do there. And also, did you do the wedding dress side quest?
Yeah, I had to do that.
So ridiculous. You know that Vivienne Westwood is a real human being.
Of
She's
course.
like a real designer.
Yeah,
Okay,
as soon as they wouldn't shut up, I was just like, oh my god, first cup noodles now, Vivienne Westwood. Yeah, I'm friends with somebody that owns a bridal shop. Like she's in the business of selling wedding dresses, and I posted a picture of a screenshot of Noctis outside the Vivienne Westwood, like looking at the dress, and she like responded really excited. She's like, oh my god, we're getting Vivienne Westwood stuff in at my shop. I was like,
Whoa,
man,
so she like crossed the dimensional barrier.
Yeah.
Like Chaos like plucked her out of Final Fantasy and put her into the real world. That's pretty cool.
I'm trying to find this one scene in the game when you come across that. Ignis says something that's like so ridiculous because
I
they're
remember
like,
the
four
wedding dress
bros.
stuff.
They're like four bros who like, you know, they can't even like give each other hugs and stuff because there's, you know, there's masculinity there or whatever. And then you're supposed to believe that Prompt is like, everyone looks, because everybody's staring at this dress, and Prompt is like, everyone looks so happy, and it's all because of this one dress. and then Well, Ignis says like, oh yeah, he goes, he sees it and he goes, "That's the dress, my word." He's like
Wow.
speechless.
Wow.
Rendered speechless by a wedding dress. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
Oh, but that's cute though. That's cute.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
All because of this dress?
Yeah, and Gladiolus is like, that settles it. You gotta make it happen. Become a symbol of the peace.
Yeah, I remember that. A bit off.
A
Yeah,
bit
it's-
off. Yeah,
And then-
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Ignis, like, immediately after that, in my game, like, started, like, talking about, like, Iris. Like, how much he has, like, he's, like, had a crush on Iris or something.
Man, I was so nice to her when I took her on a date. I had the biggest crush on her. I wanted to date her. She wouldn't let me.
No. Well, she's only 15.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
I know, they don't make it
I don't know that.
clear in the-
You didn't know that because Nomura's just horny for every single female character he creates, regardless of age, so it's...
It's, there are different rules.
The whole point The whole point of her character appears to be that she just has a crush on the main character that she can never like fulfill, because like she even says like, Noct, this kind of feels like we're on a date.
Mhm.
And when you're like walking around with her, Noctis is 20, by the way, and he says to her like, if you select the right thing, he's like, I think you're yeah, probably. Plus, you already have Lady Lunafreya, his fucking fiance.
Yeah.
I did watch a video where someone selected only the mean responses to her, and it's like super, super depressing.
Oh,
yeah.
how could you?
If you do that, you miss out on an item that you can only get from at least being somewhat nice to her.
Really?
So,
I humored
Yeah.
her when I played, because
yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
right. I was engaged,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, so yeah, the
So that's one pick from Kevin.
Two.
he had Titanica earlier. That, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For me, my friend Honor texted me the other day, and he just wanted to recommend me an album by a band called Bent Knee.
Wait, you have a friend named Honor?
And he just joined the Discord, too. It's really exciting.
Tech Honors has a friend named Honor.
Mm.
What's his last name? Tech?
God damn it.
Uh,
Kevin, you don't understand. I mean, I don't like. Honor and I have like made jokes about this exact reaction. Like, so we even did so today when he joined the Discord. I was just like, wait a minute.
The
You mean to tell
lowest
me?
hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit theory.
Sorry, this is the first time I'm hearing this, so it's,
It happens every single time. But yeah, anyway, he texted me and recommended me this album called Frosting by a band called Bent Knee. James, you would not like it. But
You don't know me. You don't know anything about me.
but yeah, I was listening to it, and the first track sort of freaked me out, but then the second track kind of informs the first track, and from that point, it all was kind of like this weird. I don't even know how to describe it. There is some sort of influence from hyperpop, but there is also just an influence from like the past 20 years of music. It's pretty all over the place. So yeah, it was. But I picked a song called Casper that I really liked, and when I talked about it in the Discord, Keith said it sounded like something that I would make, which I took as a compliment.
No, I definitely don't like it.
Because it's called Casper, which is a ghost, and you're scared. of
Yeah,
him.
I'm afraid of it. Exactly. Techie nailed it. Joke landed, folks.
Secondly, so I played the Prompto episode, which is DLC for Final Fantasy 15. Kevin and I are both playing Final Fantasy 15 concurrently. Is that the right word? I don't know.
I think so,
God,
yeah.
yes.
the hand is so terrifying. That's creeping
Sorry.
in on the screen. It's all
just messing
thin.
with I'm messing with the proportions.
Anyway, I was so playing episode Prompto, which was awesome, and this song started playing in the background. I was like, this is fucking sick. And then it just kept getting cooler. And I thought to myself, damn, this sounds like some sort of like EDM version of like Final Fantasy XI music, which was composed by Naoshi Mizuta. And lo and behold, when I found the song on Spotify, it is by Naoshi Mizuta. So
sick.
I
Wow.
totally nailed that. The song itself is apparently called Orbital Instability.
Wow.
Which literally doesn't have, I can't even make that make sense with where it happens in the game. It's like he named it that. So
That's sick.
yeah, he's just like, I want to call this Orbital Instability. I guess because it sounds like techno or something. Anyway, last track, I also listened to a song that Anna recommended by Deaf Heaven from their most recent album, which I didn't listen to because I sort of felt like I knew from all the hype coming up about it that they sort of dropped the metal element. There's some double kick, but part of what made Deaf Heaven so awesome was that they made metal still feel like metal while taking from non-metal styles and genres like shoegaze and rock and making it feel like metal. And when they dropped the black metal vocals, I didn't understand what the point would be anymore. It just, at that point you're just like maybe hard shoegaze. Yeah, like it's sort of like what I don't know. But it was just funny because Honor said that this song reminded him of The Sailing, which I totally understand because in The Sailing we always had a hard time fitting in with other bands because we were not hard enough for metal, but we were way too hard to play with indie rock bands at the time. So it was always a struggle to fit in. So I get it. And but yeah, anyway, this song is called Lament for Wasps, which is cool. But I think that he actually sings the words Lament for Wasps at one point, which I don't really understand why you would do that, but anyway, it's a pretty cool song, and yeah, those are my picks.
Nice.
And Kevin, I guess just SOL as far as your last pick goes.
Yeah, I can't think of any music.
Mark, why don't you pick the last Equip song?
Okay.
The
Music
Weeknd.
Kevin likes.
Now, Mark, why don't you pick why don't you pull up the last?
Who Likes to Party by Kevin MacLeod.
No copyright. Play it right now.
Royalty free, baby.
Mark, why don't you just
Okay.
pick the
All right. I'll stop goofing off. I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, you're simply
Okay,
you're not picking up.
Yeah, all right. Mark, listen very carefully. Why don't you pick out the last?
I get
Kevin.
I hear you.
You getting
I
that?
see you, and I fully agree that we should get some more mileage out of this scene. It's just it's so fun and pink and bright. Yeah.
It is fun, isn't it?
Well.
Oh, we should have spent half hour here.
Damn it.